Unit 4 Reading 1. Pre-reading. A. Discuss. What's your favorite adventure story? My favorite adventure story is Robinson Crusoe by the author is Danielle Defoe. It is about a sailor who was cast on shore by shipwreck. He was cast, he was thrown. He found himself on shore. Shipwreck, the ship that he was on, sank down in the sea and had many exciting and dangerous adventures on an island. What qualities do you think an adventurer? Adventurer is someone who loves going on adventure, should possess, should have. What qualities means should he be tall, smart, handsome? What should he be like? In your opinion, is courage, being brave, more important than physical strength, having a strong body? Physical strength, strong body, which one is more important? I think an adventurer should be curious. Curious, you love to learn. Courageous. Courageous is an adjective. Courage is the noun. Courageous means brave and have the quality of perseverance. Perseverance means never giving up. You don't stop. I do think that courage is more important than physical strength because this child doesn't have physical strength, but this child has courage. No matter how strong you are, if you are not courageous, you probably won't go on an adventure. King Solomon's Mines. A mine is a hole in the ground that people get gold or diamonds from. King Solomon's Mines is set and located in Africa during the 1800s. This is pronounced as 1800s, means not only that year, it means that century, from 1800 to 1899. It tells the story of an English adventurer, Allan Quatermain. Allan Quatermain is an English, he's from England, adventurer, he loves adventures, who is approached by Sir Henry Curtis. Henry Curtis approached Allan, he came to him to help him find his missing brother, George. George Curtis is Henry's brother, who disappeared when he went in search of the legendary King Solomon's diamond mines. Legendary, very famous. Diamond mines, diamond, these stones are diamonds, and is believed to be dead. People think that George is dead. He went to find the diamonds and he never came back. Quatermain, the English adventurer, agrees to help Sir Henry in his quest. Quest is a journey in which you search for something. And they set out, they begin on a dangerous journey through Africa with surprising results. When we finally started in search of King Solomon's diamond mines, our party means team. Our team consisted of means the people who were on the team were 3 people. There was Sir Henry, Gagul, and me. Me, Allan Quatermain, the adventurer. Gagul had volunteered. When you volunteer, you do something not because you must do, but you do it because you want to, even sometimes without getting paid, to be our guide, the one who shows people around. We knew the journey was going to be long and dangerous, but we were willing, we were prepared, determined to take just about any risk. Risk is when you put yourself in danger to find the lost treasure, Lost cannot be found. Treasure is group of gold, diamonds, rubies of King Solomon. 3 days into the trip, we reached Solomon's Road, which according to legend is a story from the past that is known by a lot of people. Based on what we heard in the stories, Solomon's Road is the road that takes you to the mines. It was almost dark when we found the road, Solomon's Road. We were exhausted, very tired, because we'd been walking in a natural place like mountain or countryside, through mountainous terrain. Mountainous is an adjective, mountain is the noun, terrain is ground. Mountainous terrain means ground that is not flat, not easy to hike on, for 8 hours. So we decided to wait until morning to continue our quest. Sir Henry and Gagul had already fallen asleep. Falling asleep means they slept. Sleep is a verb, asleep is an adjective. By the time the moon had risen, risen is the past participle of rise. The moon went up in the sky. But I spent most of the night tossing and turning. That means I wasn't able to fall asleep. I was awake, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. This, number 1, means there is a missing sentence here. We will have to find it later. I cannot even begin to describe my feelings of excitement as we marched down Solomon's Road. Marched down, walked down. March is the same as walk, but it's like in the military. The next day, the treasure that had eluded escaped from so many people before us would finally be ours. Then I remembered Sir Henry's brother, George, who had also been searching for the treasure when he was lost. "Alan, over there!" Who said this? Sir Henry said that suddenly. I looked up and saw 3 enormous stone statues. Enormous, huge. Statue is an image of a person or an animal made from strong material like stone or wood. In the distance. Together, in the distance means far away. "The mines!" I exclaimed. I said that loudly. "We've found King Solomon's mines!" I also exclaimed. I began running towards the cave. Cave is a big natural hole in the side of a mountain, hill, or a cliff. When Gagul grabbed my arm. Grab, you hold something quickly and violently. "Do not be in such a hurry," Gagul said to me. "I told you before, my lord, sir, that mine is dangerous. It is better that I go in first, you wait here." Reluctantly, that means I agreed, but I didn't really want to agree. I decided to listen to Gagul's warning and wait with Sir Henry outside the cave. The sun had already started to set, go down. When Gagul finally exited the cave, he came out of the cave. "I have inspected the mine. I have checked, examined the mine." Our guide said, "Gagul, are you sure you are ready to enter?" Yes, we're ready," I said. Alan said that. "Fine," said Gagul. "Follow me." We did as we were told and followed our guide Gagul into the dark mouth of the cave. Mouth of the cave, the entrance of the cave. Once inside, the minute we got into the cave, Gagul lit a lamp. Lit is the past of light. And led is the past of lead. Lead, led. us down a winding passageway. Winding, it wasn't straight. Before finally coming to a halt, before he stopped. In front of a doorway entrance. This room is the place of death. Gagul said that. I was about to ask why is it place of death when I saw something that terrified me, made me very scared. A huge white skeleton. This is a skeleton. Sitting at a table. What's that? I exclaimed. The guardian of the treasure. Guardian is someone whose job is to protect a person or something. Replied Gagul. Are you sure you want to proceed? You want to continue? Or maybe we should go back. Yes, we're sure, I said. You're not afraid? No, I lied. That means I was scared, but I said no. Gagul walked behind the skeleton, examined the rocky wall, he checked the rocky wall and pulled down a lever. This is a lever. There in front of us was King Solomon's treasure chamber. Chamber, big room. Give me that lamp, said Sir Henry, as he took it from Gagul's fingers. I followed Sir Henry into the chamber and looked around in awe. This is pronounced as awe, just like law. Awe means amazement. I was amazed. The room was filled with breathtaking treasures, amazing treasures. Hundreds of ivory tusks. This is an ivory tusk. Lined the walls, and boxes overflowed with jewels. Overflowed, that means you couldn't close them because there were too many jewels inside them. Jewels like diamonds, rubies, pearls, and pieces of gold. I was so overcome with emotion, I couldn't help but feel that I could barely speak. Barely, I almost can't speak. There are the bright stones you seek. You are looking for. Bright stones, stones that have colors that are easy to see, said Gagul, pointing to 3 chests. When you point to something, you use your finger to show people where they must look. Chests. This is a chest and this is a box. Located in a gloomy corner. Gloomy, not much light was in that corner. It was a little dark of the chamber. At first, all we could see was a dazzling glow. Glow, bright light, dazzling, amazing. Then, as our eyes adjusted to the light, when you first look at bright light, you are unable to see, and then after a minute or two, your eyes get used to the light, they adjust to the light. We realized we were looking at a chest full of diamonds. We are the richest men in the world, I cried. I cried means I said that loudly. That doesn't mean that he was crying, no. We were so delighted, so happy with our find that we failed to notice that the cave door was slowly closing. We were busy with the diamonds, very happy, and we didn't notice that the door was closing. By the time we heard the thud, thud is the sound of the door closing. It was too late. The door was closed already. We were trapped. Couldn't go anywhere inside the cave. Amazing story. I really want to know what happened after that, but that's the end of the reading. Now answer the question. Alan Quatermain decided to undertake to go on that dangerous journey because he wanted to Do what? Explore the African wilderness? This is not wilderness, this is wilderness. Wilderness is a natural place that hasn't been developed by man. Find hidden treasure? Yes. Yeah, he wanted to find King Solomon's mines. 3. Reconstructing a gap text. When you reconstruct, you build gap text. Text like this, gapped, it has sentences removed from it. 7 sentences have been removed, taken away from the text. Choose from the sentences A to H the one which best fits each gap. There is one extra sentence which you do not need to use. We have 7 missing sentences and 8 here. There is one extra. Read the tip before you start filling in the gaps. When you are presented with a text from which sentences have been removed, first thing you should do is read the whole text in order to get an overall idea. We did that. Read the sentences before and after the gap. Okay, we have a gap here. Read the sentence before and the sentence after. The gap, the place where the sentence should be filled, and the sentences that have been removed from the text. Read these sentences. Looking for clues in both the text and the sentences. The correct option must logically complete, must reasonably complete the writer's meaning and grammatically fit the gap. Pay attention to sentence linkers like moreover, on the other hand, as a result, after, etc., etc., as well as also reference items like he, it, this. What do we mean by he? Do we mean Alan, Gagul, or Sir Henry? And try to find out what they refer to. This will help you understand the text. Now, the first one, missing sentence, became after he was unable to sleep. Why was he unable to sleep? Because he was thinking about the fame and glory, how he will become a well-known person because of the money he got, the treasure, the glory, the honor. 2. George, who had also been searching for the treasure when he was lost, will we face the same fate and die just like George? Would we suffer? When you suffer, you experience something difficult. The same fate, the same destiny. Will we die like George? 3. He saw stone statues in the distance. B. They appeared to be guarding the entrance to a black cave. 4. He inspected the cave, the mine, and he was asking Alan if he wanted to enter. That's G. What you will see in there may frighten you. He will see a huge white skeleton. 5. A huge white skeleton sitting at a table. What's that? I exclaimed. H. It was about 15 feet tall, very big skeleton, and was holding a spear. This is a spear in one hand. 6. Gagul examined the rocky wall and pulled down a lever. A. Just then, a part of the wall began to rise, to open. 7. 3 chests located in a gloomy corner of the chamber. At first, all we could see was a dazzling glow. That's E. We walked quickly to the chests, and Sir Henry held the lamp over one of them. There is one sentence that we didn't use, which is C. We will read it. In the distance, I could see Sir Henry waving at me frantically. When you wave, you move your hand from side to side, giving a signal to somebody. He did that frantically. That means he did it using a lot of energy. He did it quickly because he was worried about something. We don't need this. Now, guessing the meaning of unknown words. Terrain. In line 11, mountainous terrain, mountainous ground. Eluded, line 18, eluded. It escaped. The treasure escaped from a lot of people. Coming to a halt means stopping. Proceed, continue. In awe, again, this is awe, which means in amazement. I looked around in awe. Seek, look for, search. Dazzling, very bright light. Dazzling, glow, very bright light. Thud, dull sound, sound that is not very clear. The sound of the door closing, the door of the cave. Now, what do you think will happen next in the story to Alan, Gagul, and Sir Henry? I think that Quatermain, Alan the adventurer, Sir Henry Curtis, and Gagul will start trying to find a way out. They will be able to get out of the cave, but it will not be easy, and maybe one of them will die. If you were to undertake to go on a journey through the African wilderness, what sort of difficulties do you think you would encounter, you would face? Well, I might encounter many difficulties such as wild animals, dangerous insects or snakes, difficulties traveling through the jungle, unfriendly people, maybe a lack of food and shelter, place to stay. Why do you think the search for hidden treasure is a popular theme in many books? Many books talk about people who went on a journey, to find a lost treasure. Maybe because a hidden treasure always excites our imagination, and the search is usually adventurous, full of adventures, and a lot of suspense is involved. Suspense is when you are excited to know what will happen next. Just like this adventure story. It's full of suspense. We really want to know what will happen next. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I will see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.